There was a story in The Athletic by Tim Kawakami. He is a Bay Area writer, sports writer, and was talking about this collusion case with Colin Keepernick. And he's pointing out that Kaepernick has not had a job for a couple of years. And he's saying that there is collusion because, well, look who has been employed. Look at some of these quarterbacks who have been employed. And he runs down the list: Geno Smith, Cardale Jones, Nick Mullins, just some of the guys who have jobs right now. A lot of guys who are backups: Blaine Gabbert, Matt McGloin, E.J. Manuel, Connor Cook, Paxton Lynch, Austin Davis. And what Tim is saying is there's no spot for Colin Keepernick. Nobody gave him a chance to win a job this offseason, and the reality is he's unlikely to ever put on an NFL uniform again. It's almost the definition of being blackballed, Kawakami writes, which is a colorful way of saying that the league has colluded against Kaepernick after he kneeled in protest during the national anthem in 2016, the subsequent national conversation and furor that protest initiated. So what happened? The arbitrator here, Stephen Burbank, determined yesterday Kaepernick's collusion case can move forward here. The arbiter denied the NFL's request for a summary judgment to end the case, and pretty notably that Burbank is the arbitrator who will hear the trial and rule on this case. Now, I don't think it's as simple as what Tim Kawakami points out when he points out all these backup quarterbacks. And a lot of these guys are going to get cut. They're going to get cut this weekend. What Tim Kawakami doesn't point out is Kaepernick wanted to go in as a starter. He didn't want to be a backup. These guys are backups. Tell me what any of these quarterbacks have accomplished. Kaepernick went to a Super Bowl, had a chance to win the Super Bowl, had the ball in his hands to win a Super Bowl. And you're going to try to tell me that you can compare him to Austin Davis? Now, do I think the league colluded against Colin Keepernick? Yeah, I do. I do. And Eric Reed, defensive back. In fact, probably more so for Eric Reed, because Eric Reed was a first-team all-rookie. He was a Pro Bowler in his rookie season, a defensive back. Now, he's been banged up a little bit, but Eric Reed doesn't have a job. And I do think Colin Keepernick has moved on. I think he's going to write a book. I think that he looks at, he has a bigger calling than playing football. But he was not going to go and be a backup quarterback. So that's why I think Tim, he means well with what he's saying, but this is about Kaepernick wanting to start. And was he going to start? Who is he better than right now? Of all of the quarterbacks who are starting in the NFL, who is he better than? Blake Bortles? Okay, maybe. Who? Sam Bradford? Probably not. Sam Bradford's going to start in Arizona, by the way. But is he better than Tyrod Taylor? Maybe. At his best, he was, but, he hasn't played. And also another thing, he came off a serious injury. Teams were gun-shy about bringing him in before he was kneeling. But this is about him wanting to be a starting quarterback. And I don't think he was given the opportunity to be a starting quarterback. This wasn't, hey, you know what, a backup quarterback. That's not what he wanted. Because if he wanted to be a backup quarterback, I think he probably could have gone to Seattle and been a backup quarterback there. Yeah, Paul.
Do you believe it was collusion? Collusion means that the owners or someone in management or someone at the NFL sent an email, had a phone conversation where they all decided to do the same thing together? Or do you think this is a group of like-minded owners who all look at Colin Keepernick as a instant business risk, where maybe 40% of your fan base will not like the person you just signed? Most free agent signings have no emotional attachment to them.
I think Kaepernick is responsible for the collusion against Kaepernick, because these owners are looking at this saying, this is my business, and he's bad for business. That's all this is. And I don't know if there's another team where you say, is it worth bringing in Colin Keepernick? Like, what team would go, got to have him as our backup? Now, if you said a team's going to bring him in as a starter, that's different. But as a backup, you're not going to have him in there.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.